Yo, how you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2022 and another part of our rebuilding Mercedes career mode. Today we are back and we are looking to build on the very positive result that we had in Bahrain. Thank you for the incredible support that we had. Last episode, we finished third and fourth behind Fernando, Alonso and Max Verstappen. We had a very good race. We were in contention potentially for the victory, and maybe if we had more tyres available, then we could have done the job. But yeah, you guys killed it with the support last time. Do keep the likes coming. Get involved down in the comments section and all of that good stuff. We're here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix this weekend in Jeddah. I somehow think that we're not going to quite do as well this weekend. But we'll give it our all, as always. And without further ado, let's get ourselves into the action. One thing I did want to show you was the developments that we've got going. We've got an underfloor project and a front wing project, both underway. Looking to improve the car quite drastically within the next couple of Grand Prix. Facility-wise, we could do with a better factory, really, to get ourselves some more possibilities. I think perhaps the design centre is something we want to upgrade so that we get those extra engineers on board as well. That'll help us get another design project going. But yes, we'll stick with that for now. Let's get into the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Hope you enjoy it.
Formula One is back. Welcome to one of the fastest circuits on the calendar here at Jeddah. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is about to kick off and the atmosphere here is electric. The Jeddah Street Circuit has one of the fastest average speeds, as well as the most corners of any track on the calendar. Good high-speed downforce is going to make life in the fast lane a little easier for drivers here this weekend. We might still be early in the season, but that doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. Everything is up for grabs, and nothing is certain at this stage. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Okay, so something I definitely want to do to try and make it a little bit more challenging is skip straight to qualifying. We then have to deal with whatever setup we're given, really, by the simulations through practice. Let's have a little look at how we're getting on. We don't want to listen to David Croft rambling on there, but Lewis Hamilton second in free practice 3, but still half a second off Max Verstappen. But look at the setup confidence is absolutely atrocious. So let's see what we can do to change that a little bit. Need a little bit more front wing. Yeah, need that. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, so that's looking a little bit better for Lewis Hamilton. George Russell. Could do with just a little bit more there. Yeah, that looks good to me. I think that'll be pretty tidy for qualifying. So without further ado, let's get ourselves into Q1. Here it goes.
Radio check. Yep. It's green light.
So I think I'm going to send Lewis out there first this weekend. So here he goes. On his way out. Try and go with George Russell not far behind as well. Let's get that zoomed forward. And of course, since the last episode came out, we have had a full reveal for F1 Manager 2023. So, yeah, make sure you stick around on the channel for that. We are going to be doing an incredibly long series on that. We, did 110 episodes of the career mode. First with Aston Martin and then with McLaren, of course. Now, I think Lewis Hamilton will be slightly slower in that first sector because he encountered a little bit of traffic, but very, very nice through this final sector, and he brakes in a nice straight line as he heads now up towards the finish line for the first time here in Jeddah. And what's it going to be? He goes over the line. It's a 128.8, 1.8 seconds quicker than Valtteri Bottas. And Russell goes over the line 1,000th of a second quicker. But both of those times you would think should be more than enough to get him through to Q2. Norris goes P3, 9/10ths of a second behind. I'm surprised at how quick they are. Stroll up to P3. Verstappen now out on track, so we'll get to see what the true pace of everybody is. Leclerc up to P3 now. Verstappen onto his flying lap. Where's he going to finish in all of this? Verstappen goes quickest and nearly 6/10ths quicker than George Russell. So we are not really in the fight today. Alonso third. Perez there, 4/10ths off Max Verstappen. He is massively ahead here. But we are going to save those tyres. We might even reuse those tyres in Q2. But what sort of track evolution are we going to be looking at? Well, Fernando Alonso is going to be the first man over the line. Here he comes. Fernando Alonso is first over the line. Can he improve it all? He goes second. Very good. Albon over the line. Stays in the bottom five. Tsunoda out of qualifying. Magnussen out of qualifying. What about Verstappen? Can he improve it all? No. Perez over the line. He goes second as well. Now we've got Carlos Sainz getting a lovely tow over the line from the McLaren. He goes 7th. Leclerc 4th now. Ocon over the line in 9th. Gasly 10th. Here comes Lando Norris. Can he get back into the top 10 for McLaren? No, he can't. Lance Stroll now. He goes 7th. Decent lap from him. Logan Sargent over the line. But it was Valtteri Bottas that makes the biggest jump. He's up to 12th. And, well, that is where it's all going to end. Going out in qualifying 1. Kevin Magnussen, Yuki Tsunoda, Nick de Vries, Alex Albon, and Logan Sargent. But not too bad on our first run. You can see better confidence. Not brilliant, though. We can't change anything now is the problem. So, yeah, we're going to go out on used soft tyres to start with. So here we go into Q2.
Please give us a radio check on the backup radio. Yep, good.
There goes George Russell, and Lewis Hamilton is going to follow him out. And well, let's zoom forward this first lap for both drivers. Let's see how they get on through Sector 1. Russell quickest, Hamilton slightly slower. And that's exactly how it was in the first sector last time. Russell purple in the middle sector as well. Coming across a little bit of traffic now. And here they come up to the line. It's a 128.9 for George Russell. Lewis Hamilton about 1/10 of a second behind that. He was quicker in the third sector, but not good enough in sectors 1 and 2. And you would imagine that we're going to have to come out again here.
Accident.
Somebody has had a crash, though. And who has had a crash?
Got a yellow flag.
I think it's Fernando Alonso. Now, what's happened to him? Let's have a little look.
So this was the Aston Martin.
So Alonso coming through. Oh, he's spun.
There's the crash.
Oh, I think that will probably be him out. of the session. Certainly he's not going to be competitive now, so that's going to open up a bit of an opportunity. Now then, it's a big decision to have to make here of whether we need to go out again or whether we'll be all right. We're going to take the risk, I think. We're going to try and save tyres for the race. So here we go. They're going on to the final lap now. There goes Leclerc over the line. Very good improvement. Stroll over the line. He's in a better position. The ones that we have to watch are the likes of Gasly and Ocon. Are they going to go quicker than us? Perez over the line. Is he going to improve? Yes, he does. Piastri now over the line, and he's only 10th. Gasly goes 8th. Sainz goes 5th. So we're down to 6th and 7th now. Bottas is out of qualifying. Ocon is below us as well. Hülkenberg's the last man over the line, and he can't improve. And Fernando Alonso, as I suspected, not able to go anywhere near the speed required to get through to Q3. And his damaged car takes him out in Q2. That's a big shock. Joining him then, Bottas, Piastri, Zhou Guanyu, and Nico Hülkenberg. We are comfortably through in 6th and 7th again. And Mr. Saturday, George Russell, looking like the man to beat here. And we're definitely going to have at least one set of new tyres ready for tomorrow. So here we go. Into Q3. Sending them both out, trying to give Hamilton a little bit of a tow. He's struggled a little bit so far. And without Fernando Alonso out there, there is an opportunity to get up into P3 today, maybe even challenge Sergio Perez. So let's hop on board with our 7-time world champion driver, Mr. Lewis Hamilton, and he will be following George Russell, his teammate, through his first lap in Q3. So Russell's typically been a little bit faster in Sector 1. Hamilton has definitely been better in Sector 3. Sector 2 a little bit more even, so let's see how this Sector 1 is looking. George Russell through that sector first, and Hamilton comes through next, and again George Russell slightly quicker, about 0.5 of a second. Now through the middle sector, George Russell still quickest of anybody through that first sector, so definitely looking strong. Comes through that middle sector now, does George Russell. Of course, he's going to be quickest. Can Hamilton match him? Well, Hamilton goes quicker this time. And, well, Hamilton about 100th quicker. So George Russell quicker over the lap so far, which has been the case all weekend for the moment. And now coming around the very important final corner, George Russell is going to come up to the line first and set the bar for everyone. He's over the line at 28.7. Hamilton over the line at 28.7 as well. 0.03 of a second off. And George Russell in that final sector at exactly the same time as Lewis Hamilton. So it is going to be an intense second round of lap times. George Russell will get to go out last. And Max Verstappen has gone 0.7 quicker than us. Perez goes second. He's 0.4 quicker. Or at least 0.3 quicker than us, I should say. Well, looks like we're going to qualify 3rd and 4th, which would be, you know, a decent qualifying for us. We'd certainly take that ahead of the Ferraris, but still, you know, 7 tenths behind Red Bull. That is huge. And touch wood, the mysterious lag seems to have disappeared. So Hamilton's going to go out first. And there's George Russell following him now. So can Russell get that extra couple of tenths? And we'll watch Mr. Saturday this time, as he prepares himself for his crack at pole position. I mean, we're not going to get pole. It's a fight for third, really. We're the only ones out there on brand new tyres. So here we go. Lewis Hamilton begins his final qualifying lap. And somebody has locked up. And I think it's Lance Stroll, to be honest with you.
Oh, big lock up there.
Still yellow flags, but I think we're good. So Hamilton coming through that first sector. Is he going to be any quicker? No. And neither is George Russell. Let's have a little look at their times. Yeah, Russell slightly quicker. I think Hamilton more in line with what he did last time than George Russell. But as I say, it's very, very close, isn't it? So Max Verstappen is going to be on pole position. Hamilton comes through the middle sector split. Is it going to be any better for him? No, it's not. A 28-2 and a 28-2. So it's all going to come down to the final sector, and if we can make any improvements there. But by the looks of it, I don't think that's going to be the case. So Hamilton round the final corner. Can he make any improvement to his time? He's over the line now and doesn't improve, and Russell over the line and he doesn't improve either. So really glad that we took you through that final final lap there. They both went quicker in the third sector, but because of their sector 1 and 2, didn't manage to make any more time. But third and fourth on the grid for tomorrow.
Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. It was a pleasure to watch Red Bull's excellent performance during qualifying. Their drivers will now be looking ahead to the race itself and hoping to capitalize. And the clouds today look very ominous, which means that teams may have to contend with rain at some point during the race.
Well, this is certainly going to be a challenging but no doubt exciting race here in Jeddah.
Okay then, let's get ourselves into the race. The lag seems to be back, unfortunately. Don't really know what's causing it. But anyway, it's whether a two-stopper is going to be quicker than the one-stopper. That's the real question here. I mean, is it going to be possible to do soft, medium, medium? Oops. Is that going to be something that's doable? I'm not sure it is. Looking at that. What if we were to perhaps be a little bit more attacking in that middle stint and that first stint? Okay, let's try that for Lewis Hamilton. And well, George Russell, he's going to go with a more conventional approach of probably mediums than hards. Maybe spend a couple of more laps on the medium tyres than expected. Okay. A little bit of extra fuel in there. Lewis Hamilton, he'll definitely be pushing early on. So here we go, ready for race day.
It's a cloudy night tonight, but otherwise the weather looks good for the race. And here we've got George Russell. They've managed a third-place start for this race, but can they turn it into a win? Looking down the grid, it's Hamilton. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. The race start is mere seconds away. We're now moments away from this, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's lights out.
Lights out,
and
away we go here in Saudi Arabia. And, well, Max Verstappen off to a good start. Perez there in second. Lewis Hamilton looks like he's going to drop a position to the Ferrari, but no, he holds on. Very, very good. And George Russell has made it up into P2. He's passed Sergio Perez. Excellent stuff from George Russell. Let's hop on board with him. Is he going to be able to make a move on Max Verstappen? Because if he can,
You have overtaken.
this could be a huge moment in this race. Let's have a little look at tyres. Hamilton, one of the only ones out there on soft tyres, needs to take advantage at this stage of the race. Go on, son.
An overtake will be available.
Here we go.
Understood.
And, well, George Russell out there now. Definitely jinxed it about the lag, didn't I? Never mind, though. We can still enjoy the action. And, well, Russell very much following Max Verstappen at the moment. I'm wondering if he'll be able to make that move, perhaps on the main straight here. Getting one of our cars in between the Red Bulls. That's going to annoy them slightly. So here we go then with George Russell. Using a little bit of overtake out of the final corner. He's definitely starting to close in on Max Verstappen. Let's head to the outboard shot. And Lewis Hamilton down the inside of Sergio Perez. What a move that was from the 7-time world champion. That was awesome. That was fantastic. I think we're going to have to want to watch that again. That was absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look at this, because we were focusing on George Russell, but Lewis Hamilton,
involved in this
coming from a long way back, goes down the inside and he is through. And that is terrific for him. And hang on a minute, it's not George Russell that we want to attack, it's Lewis Hamilton. My bad. My bad. Don't really know how that's happened. Yeah, now, can George Russell get close to Max Verstappen, or close enough? It's going to be a bit ropey. It's whether we have to let Lewis Hamilton have a little go here. Because Lewis is going to be quicker stage of the race, but maybe we need to let him pass with DRS. Yeah. So there we go. We let him past.
DRS has been enabled.
Now, George Russell needs to look after his tyres here and make sure he's ready to take advantage at the end of the stint. Lewis Hamilton, meanwhile, has deploy his ERS a little bit here. Let's pull him up towards Max Verstappen. Yeah, we're needing to take advantage really of the fact he's got new soft tyres. If we can get him into the DRS range of Max Verstappen, he might be able to follow him for this first stint. This is a very, very fast start to this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Lewis actually has DRS here. And off he goes. Closing in on Max Verstappen. This is absolutely great for him. George Russell fighting with the Ferrari and the Red Bull over the final podium position here.
Everything you can.
Lewis doing a great job.
And Ferrari just gained a place.
So let's zoom it forward and presume Lewis can keep it close to Max Verstappen, and in fact he's made a move for the lead.
Red Bull gained a place.
And what we're hoping to see here is Lewis stay nice and close to Verstappen. Let's see if he can keep his tyres in check. Because now we're getting into a very interesting part of this race. Because Lewis close to his pit window. And I think he needs to attack his tyres now.
Just keep the pressure on. You can do this.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want to fall too far behind Max. Yeah. I'm hoping that Lewis might have a chance of getting in front of Pierre Gasly here. It's probably a bit of a long shot, but if he can do that, then that would be absolutely awesome. So he's going to give it everything on this
Good job there.
in lap.
It's a race position gained for a Mercedes.
Russell is the man in P3 at the moment. I'm actually going to be aggressive on those medium tyres, aren't we? And if he can get out in front of Gasly, he is going to be in a great position here. So Lewis Hamilton into the pit lane. Let's watch him as he completes his pit stop here. There's a way. Come on.
Everything to play with. Come on.
It's going to be very, very close. And I think he's going to be just behind that battle. That's a shame for Lewis, because now he has to make his way through all of these guys. Just going to be a little shame for him. I'm going to harvest some of his energy.
Just charge the pack.
So these guys are going to be coming into the pit soon. But yeah, if Lewis came out in front of Gasly, he would have had an almighty undercut on some of the guys in front.
Start to charge them.
Yep.
Let's see what he can pull off here. He's already passed the McLaren.
So just charge that pack.
I'm just trying to keep that battery pack fully charged. So that he can go for some massive overtakes.
If we could have an overtake press. Overtake press.
So here he comes then. He's desperately trying to get down the inside here, but not managing it just yet. Let's stay on board with him. Pulls to the inside, but Bottas is pretty formidable, but Lewis goes down the inside, and that's a good move in the end.
Such an awesome job, mate.
And now, let's have a little look at the two guys in front of us, Gasly and Ocon. Yeah, we need to get past these two within the next 2 laps. So here we go then.
Overtake.
Understood.
Let's see what he can manage. Desperately having a look at that. Alpine.
So we are low on battery.
It's
at the
got no
moment.
battery now. Well, let's keep it going for now. He's going to try the old switcheroo. Not quite. He's run out of VRS again, though. This time, this could be a very good opportunity. Yeah. He should have the grip. Or should have had it. Well, this has completely ruined Lewis's race now. So... well, somehow Sainz has come out in front. Not really sure how that's happened. But that's how much time Lewis has lost in that traffic.
So stop and charge.
And I feel like that always happens on this track. So I've got to try and get past Carlos Sainz. And just manage it. And George Russell coming in this lap.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Just needs to try and pull away from Sainz. And succeeds with that.
That is fastest lap.
Here comes George Russell. He's coming out of the pits now and he's behind Lewis Hamilton, which is what we expected, to be fair. Right. Here we go. Fingers crossed George Russell can do a good job from where he is.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Standard with Lewis just to try and keep those tyres in good enough nick. Might tell George not to fight him. Not to fight his teammate.
Mercedes moved up a place.
So Lewis is going to come in this lap. George has now lost out the Sainz.
Ferrari advance the race position.
So Lewis Hamilton coming into the pits this lap. So it's really not worked out for him. However, his hard tyres are surely going to be better. And everyone else has come the end of the Grand Prix. So he's going to come out in 10th position. He's going to have a nice little gap on track. And we'll check in with Lewis later. Now our attention turns to George Russell and trying to get him past Carlos Sainz.
And there's the fastest.
Yeah, copy.
Let's just put in fastest lap of the race. So now let's deploy. getting a good way ahead of Carlos Sainz. Looks like he's managed it quite nicely.
Easily the fastest there by country
Another
mile.
fastest lap for George Russell. And now beginning to close in on Lance Stroll up ahead and the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
As Hamilton has overtaken for, Lando Norris. And now it looks like he's going to get the better of Pierre Gasly. And he does. Is Gasly going to get back past? No. So now Lewis going to be closing in on his old nemesis Fernando Alonso. Of course, Fernando's starting well down the order, but back into the points and competing again now. As we've got most of the front guys coming into the pits. So George Russell, as it stands, is the man in second place. Max Verstappen is walking this race. He's 22 seconds ahead of George Russell. But Russell is in second and doing a good job. Lewis Hamilton in 8th as we speak. And we reckon Lewis lost about 14 seconds due to the pit stop. So he would have probably been up in around 5th place here with better tyres than almost everyone. Up to 7th now. Oh, we've got potentially a safety car here. We've had multiple cars crash. Is there going to be a safety car?
Like
I don't think so. Let's have a little look at this crash though.
Now just focus on the hats.
And it looks like Kevin Magnussen has been trying to get past. Yeah. Oh, that's a
Goodness me, that is a
disappointing
serious
crash,
collision.
but there's lots of runoff area down there, so he's been able to get going again. A little bit fortunate, really, that there's no safety car. And George Russell would have definitely been at a good advantage there. Being able to come in. Lewis Hamilton currently in 7th place. Not really closing in on Lance Stroll though. In fact, losing time on him. Yeah, it's not ideal for Lewis. He's not really gaining anything here. He's not particularly losing anything either, but don't expect that he's going to get anything more out of this race. Meanwhile, George Russell is under pressure from Sergio Perez, and it looks like that battle is going to be over fairly shortly. Perez on medium tyres and fresh ones at that. So George Russell going to be under pressure here rest of this Grand Prix, and here comes Sergio Perez, first overtaken zone. Not quite. Now then, first DRS zone for Sergio Perez. George Russell comes over to the inside to defend. Perez goes to the outside and should have better grip. Does have better grip. I think that's him through now.
You can do this.
Russell's got DRS to try and come back at him.
Red Bull moved up.
We'll try around the outside, but I think he's now just given Perez DRS to pull away, and that will be that. So it looks like it's going to be another third place for George Russell, but nothing more. Well, yeah, not entirely sure what's going on with Lewis. Looks like those tyres will last him till the end. Let's try and be aggressive on those tyres then. And try and get a little bit more out of the car in this final few laps. Now starting to shave the time off Lance Stroll, who of course is on medium tyres, so that's part of the problem. Let's see if he can make a late surge. We've got 5 laps to go here. Max Verstappen in a league of his own, 22.5 seconds ahead of his teammate Sergio Perez. George Russell is in third, a very comfortable third place. Charles Leclerc in 4th for Ferrari. Stroll is 5th. Sainz in 6th as it stands. Lewis Hamilton in 7th. And catching Alonso in 8th. Gasly 9th and Lando Norris in 10th place. So, not a lot of action going on out there now. And last lap of the race it is. As Charles Leclerc has fastest lap at the moment.
Just charge the pack.
Just gonna look after the pack here and give Lewis Hamilton everything on the final lap, see if he can get fastest lap here. So here we go, Lewis Hamilton on for his final lap. Let's see what he can manage.
So we are low on battery at the moment.
Did go green in that final sector, interestingly enough.
Keep pushing, one more lap. So push hard, push
Give
hard.
everything for George Russell as well. Well, there you go. Purple first sector for Lewis Hamilton. Now, I'm going to be neutral for the rest of the lap to try and make the most of everything. And Max Verstappen has won the race. It looks like Perez is going to finish second. And George Russell is going to finish third. As somebody else has gone purple in that first sector. Fernando Alonso, I think. Green again for Lewis Hamilton in the middle sector. This has been a good lap so far. And George Russell over the line. He finishes in third place. Another podium for him. And Lewis Hamilton then round the final corner. Disappointing day out. Got caught in traffic in his middle stint. He comes over the line. And what's that going to be? It's a 132.6, which I don't think is enough. No, it's about a second off the requirement. But finishes 7th. Points in the bag for Lewis, but not what we expect. From our drivers. And, well, that will be that, unfortunately.
George Russell had a decent race here. This isn't a bad result at all. A spot on the podium is exactly what the team deserved, and they got it. And right now, it's the British driver who proudly takes his place on the podium. It was a hard-fought contest for all 3 drivers, each one securing precious points for their team. There's no doubt that Mercedes have a lot of potential. Now they need to figure out how to make it work for them.
Absolutely. This was very promising, and now the team will be doing everything they can to make good on that promise.
At the end of the weekend, it's second place in the constructor standings for them.
And for the next round, Formula One is heading down under. Exciting times ahead in Australia on the shores of the Albert Park Lake.
Okay then, right, let's see what effect it's all had on the driver's standings. Russell up to second, Verstappen 2 wins out of 2, 51 points so far. Perez in third, Hamilton down to sixth. In the constructors, we are still in second, 10 points ahead of Ferrari, and they themselves are 1 point ahead of Aston Martin. Right then, okie dokie. George Russell getting a dev point there. Awesome to see for him. But that is where we're going to be leaving it for this episode. If you have enjoyed that, then give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.